All right, how to invest $50 to $5,000. This is the small investor's step-by-step plan for low risk, high value investing. This is by Nancy Dunan. We have part 1, safe stashing for the first 50. Part 2, the first 500. Part 3, 1,000. 4, 2,000. Part 5, 5,000. And part 6, over the top. $50 is really not very much money, but if you need to start with $50, that is a great place to start. I mean, if everyone needs to start somewhere, right? So let's start with $50. We're due credit unions. Credit unions. There it starts with the quote. I've been rich and I've been poor, and believe me, rich is better, by Sophie Tucker. All right, this is credit unions. Once thought of only a place for assembly line workers to get a car loan, credit unions are much sought after today by anyone who can become a member. They are an excellent choice for your first $50, and they inevitably pay 1 or 2% percentage points above bank rates. There is no lid on interest rates. They vary from union to union. Credit unions are cooperatives or not-for-profit associations of people who pool their savings and then lend money to one another. By law, they must have a so-called common bond, which may consist in working for the same employer, belonging to the same church, club, or government agency, or even living in the same neighborhood. Because they are not for profit and because overhead costs are low, credit unions almost always give savers and borrowers better rates and terms than commercial institutions. Theoretically, unions are run by depositors. Every member, in fact, may be a depositor, albeit a very small one. The true organizational work, however, is done by volunteer committees in the smaller unions and paid employees in the larger ones. That's not bad. I have a credit union. It's good. They do pay. They pay me dividends or whatever. I think they call it dividend. It's not very. It's monthly. So and it's way more than any other bank. So it's for your first $50. It's decent. It's a good way to hold it and to save. Yeah, and what this book does right here, 50 to kind of gives you a summary right here of the credit unions. So that's always nice. Let's do Uncle Sam and savings bonds just because we have a little bit more time. I'm not going to read you the story. I'm just going to read you the summary. Compound interest was the greatest idea ever conceived by the mind of man, Einstein. And if you know anything about compound interest, yes, compound interest, baby. What? Series EE savings bonds. Now we're going over the highlights. For whom? Those who can wait 10 or more years for their return. Those who have a low tolerance for risk and want to be certain that their principal is safe. Where to purchase? Banks, payroll, savings plan, credit unions, online at savingsbonds.gov, by pre-authorized debts to your bank account. Fee and minimum. No fee. Minimum purchase is $25 for a $50 bond. Safety rating, highest possible. Advantages. Virtually no risk because the principal is backed by the U.S. government. Interest is guaranteed. Easy to buy at your local bank. No commission or sales fee. Income is exempt from state and local taxes. federal tax and be deferred until bonds are redeemed or matured. EE bonds are excellent way to save for a child's education, especially if you can target them to come due after he or she reaches age 14, at which point the interest income will be taxed at the child's lower rate until a child turns 14. However, earned interest income from assets in a child's name are taxed at the parent's presumable interest rate. Wow. Okay. EE bonds purchased by parents held in their name and used to pay college tuitions are free from federal income tax, provided the parents fall within certain income guidelines. When the bonds are redeemed, ask your local bank for details. Not bad, not bad. Now, that was for our first $50, right? Just 50. Now, if you're just not getting brand into investing, I would say those are great ideas. I learned something new right there. I hope maybe you guys did. Now, if you have millions of dollars, or even if you have $500, there's a new chapter for that one. So again, this was out how to invest $500 to $5,000. I bet it's not a lot of money, right? But I believe it's probably really sound advice on just more resource or reference. All right, once again, How to Invest $50 to $5,000 by Nancy Dunan.